Amid rising tensions in the West Philippine Sea, President Bongbong Marcos appoints former Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin as special envoy to China. Navotas City's chief of police has been sacked following the killing of 17-year-old Jemboy Baltazar by cops due to mistaken identity. Classes and government work are suspended on August 25 in Metro Manila and Bulacan for the opening of the FIBA World Cup. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. President Bongbong Marcos has appointed former Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. as special envoy to China for special concerns. The announcement was made by the Presidential Communications Office earlier this afternoon. Prior to this, Marcos appointed Locsin as ambassador to the United Kingdom. The move comes amid rising tensions in the West Philippine Sea after the Chinese Coast Guard blasted Filipino vessel with a water cannon in the Ayungin Shoal this month. The Commission on Elections says it needs a copy of the Supreme Court's resolution on the territorial row between the cities of Taguig and Makati. COMELEC said that this is for the transfer of jurisdiction for the barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections in October. Among the things that COMELEC needs to clarify is whether Makati's motion for reconsideration was really denied. The High Court earlier rejected Makati's second MR, which sought to reconsider its ruling awarding Embos and Fort Andres Bonifacio to Taguig. COMELEC Chairman Giorgio Garcia told True FM that they already wrote to the Chief Justice for guidance.
Ayaw po namin maniwala lang doon sa kung ano naglalabasan sa ating mga periodiko, sa ating mga balita. Gusto po namin manggaling mismo ang statement sa ating Korte Suprema. Kaya po tayo sumulat, humihingi ng gabay na ano ba talaga ang nangyari dito sa kaso at the same time, ano ba ang pinaka-latest na order ng Korte Suprema.
For its part, the Supreme Court says Taguig City still needs a writ of execution before it can have control over the disputed barangays for Makati City. Makati Administrator Claro Certeza clarified that the said writ should be implemented by the Interior Department first. Only then, the reckoning period will start for the transfer of jurisdiction of the over 10 barangays. Certeza also called out the Taguig government for already launching Brigada Eskwela 2 schools located in the disputed area. He urged them to, quote, adhere to the rule of law to avoid confusion among residents. We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Slain teenager Jemboy Baltazar has been laid to rest after he was killed by Navotas cops who mistook him for a murder suspect. He was buried in La Loma Cemetery in Caloocan this afternoon. Caloocan Bishop Pablo Virgilio David castigated the police for Jemboy's death during the homily. Meanwhile, the 17-year-old's family wore a white t-shirt calling for justice for his death. The priests who were present during the mass also wore black ribbons on their arms. Relieved Navotas City Police Chief Colonel Alan Umipig was present and offered condolences to the family. In line with that, the police chief of Navotas has been relieved from his post following the killing of teenager Jemboy Baltazar. Aside from this, Police Colonel Alan Umipig will also face an administrative complaint over Jemboy's death. Besides Umipig, 22 other police personnel were also removed from their post. This follows the PNP Internal Affairs Service's recommendation to file complaints versus Umipig over alleged dishonesty and command responsibility. Umipig is alleged to have ordered the removal of the names of 11 police officers in the report of Jemboy's killing. The Mall of Asia Arena is ready to welcome teams from various parts of the globe for the FIBA World Cup. Marty Bautista with a story.
The SM Mall of Asia has joined in on hyping hoop fans for the FIBA World Cup. MOA lit up its famous landmark globe for the global showcase, bearing the official logo of the World Cup. It was also programmed to become a giant ball resembling the one that will be used in the Worlds. The MOA Arena will be one of the 3 venues that will host the games. First round games of Group C, which consists of the US, Jordan, Greece, and New Zealand, will be played there, as well as Group D, where Egypt, Mexico, Montenegro, and Lithuania are placed. The MOA Arena will also be the stage for the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals, and classification games of the World Cup. And with that, the Philippines is closer to being ready for the biggest basketball event of the year.
And I think when we were looking at how we would create huge impact, we tried to think of epic, as big as it gets. And this is what came up, right? And this is the biggest basketball installation that we can think of.
This will also surely bring more excitement to Pinoy fans given that basketball is so big in the country.
Pag manunod tayo ng sports, it's this school versus this school. It's this team versus this team. Pero Pinoy lahat. Pero for the first time in I don't know how long, we're gonna watch a game wherein lahat tayo parang isang team lang yung chini-cheer natin. Parang go! I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about all the cheers, lahat ng chant natin. Actually, pinapractice ko na sa bahay. Pinoy! Pinoy!
The MOA Arena will first be used for the matchup of Mexico and Montenegro on August 25 before the game between Egypt and Lithuania. For News 5, Marty Bautista, we are One News.
Classes in all levels in public schools and government work will be suspended in Metro Manila and Bulacan Province on August 25. This is to give way for the opening festivities of the FIBA World Cup, which will be held at the Philippine Arena in Bocaue, Bulacan. Work for private companies and classes in private schools are left to the discretion of their respective heads. A memo issued by Malacanang says this is the government's way to help in ensuring the safe and successful conduct of the opening ceremonies. And again, the FIBA World Cup starts on August 25. Let us all rally behind our team. Support Gilas, support Team Pilipinas, watch and buy tickets to the biggest sports event of the year. Meantime, One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News.